I've done lots of tests and comparisons with Ryobi's Gen 1 1 plus HP drill and impact driver tools. Let's face it, Ryobi tools could use an upgrade and they're on it. The brushless compact line already received an update, but it is weak. Luckily, Ryobi just announced a new full-size Gen 2 is coming soon. While I want them to be the most powerful, I am concerned they may be playing games with the battery sizes and kits or using new tabless tech for the improved specs and not a real tool improvement. Their 1 plus HP models came out years ago, and while I like Ryobi, the new HyperTough tools, arguably beating them in power to weight at a significantly lower cost, has to be a concern. In this video, I'll compare specs, highlight older model weaknesses, speculate on new battery implications, and make recommendations based on current prices. In your workshop drilling screws, these specs may not matter much to you, but I've shown in the past how doing harder tasks like drilling pocket door hinges or being stuck outside in the cold is when these specs matter and the performance can save you time. If you haven't checked out my frozen battery testing, you should give it a quick watch. The brushless compact Gen 2 update is a very minor improvement. I already dislike the compact impact. It's so slow and the trigger is so spongy. I just don't get why anyone would grab that tool unless it's the only one small enough to avoid an adapter. There are better, shorter impacts for less money on the market. On the other hand, I really like the compact drill. It's not as quick driving lag bolts as the full-size model, but it's going to be way faster than the compact impact driver. It's lightweight, well-balanced, and I use it regularly. So when they went to Gen 2, the only difference in the specs in the drill is going from 400 to 500 inch-pounds. That isn't much when you consider the full-size model is rated at 750. When moving to the compact impact driver, it needed a significant improvement for me to even consider it. It sees an increase in torque from 1700 to 1900 foot-pounds via an increase of 100 in both impacts per minute IPM and revolutions per minute RPM. Considering the Gen 1 Big Dog was rated at 2200 inch-pounds and less than half an inch longer, I will still be passing on the Gen 2 compact impact driver. The main Gen 2 markings are on the lower handle area to help you identify. Home Depot prices are so challenging and unexplainable, but I will try to do my best. As of this video being posted, a Gen 1 kit is $180 and a Gen 2 kit is $130. So looking at the full-size models, to tell them apart, the Gen 2 models have a more aggressive looking metal case. First, with the drill, it sees a 100 inch-pound jump to 850, double the Gen 1 compact, and increases RPM in high 50 RPM to 2150 and low up to 770 from 500. With the increased speed, I would like to see some trigger improvements as well, but won't know until I have one to check out. The triggers on the 10-year-old models are much better than the current triggers from my testing. With the increased RPM, particularly in low speed, I have some concerns with this model for control. It also appears to be 0.2 of a pound heavier than the old model. For the impact driver, it appears to only come in the 4-mode option, which I don't mind. With the Ryobi trigger issues mentioned and full-size power, you really need lower speeds to control the driving depth. It's difficult not to bury screw heads and risk blowing out screws. This impact driver boasts a modest 100 inch-pound increase from an impressive 200 IPM and 500 RPM increase, while maintaining the same weight. This could be really good. I tested the new HyperTough impact and it had performance similar to the Gen 1 Ryobi full-size at a lower weight utilizing higher RPM and IPM. For the Gen 2 full-size, the performance specs are more impressive than the compact line. My biggest concern is that they could utilize the new Edge battery to get those improved specs. Since the Gen 1, Ryobi has released a tabless 4Ah Edge battery, which is a big power improvement. Unless you're spending $130 on that 4Ah tabless Edge battery, I question if you get the improved performance. No one's going to hold Ryobi specs to the specific battery in the kit, or Ryobi could come out with a more expensive kit with the battery. Lots of the specs are stated as up to such and such inch-pounds or IPM. Various tests have shown big improvements with the Edge battery, especially when compared to existing battery tech. Current battery tech utilizes lower performing 18650 cells unless you get to the 8Ah or above options, with the exception of the discontinued 3Ah P191. I do still recommend the 6Ah Ryobi HP battery. It has increased performance over the 4Ah and uses the same size case and weighs the same. So what are your thoughts on these Gen 2 lines? Just the same thing with very minor tweaks, or an upgrade that you were interested in? or are you just hoping to pick up some discounted Gen 1 tools? Hit me up in the comments. Clearly, it depends on the price point of these new tools and the Ryobi sales that are always coming at you in different directions with the random free tools. I'll link all the model numbers in the description and share an Amazon link for some Ryobi tools on sale. For me, I don't usually pay full price for the new Ryobi tools. I like to wait for a deal or extra tool or battery thrown in, and I don't expect that to be for a while with these new models. That being said, I do want to know the performance with the different batteries, so I may just have to pull the trigger and make a video when they come out. Hopefully this information will help you spend your money wisely. Please consider liking and subscribing or giving one of my other Ryobi performance test videos a watch.